The hospital ship Solace died alone. Its white hull, marked with green crosses, erupted in silent flame. Minutes before, a Koreth battle group had surrounded the medical vessel, ignoring all protocols.
Target their precious Solace. When we destroy a mercy ship, every species will know fear.
This is the Solace. We are a neutral hospital ship. We have your own wounded aboard.
Irrelevant. If you treat our enemies, you are not neutral. Fire all forward batteries.
Energy lances punched through the Solace's unarmored hull. Fires erupted across the lower decks.
They actually did it. We're going to die.
The Solace broke apart, a blooming flower of wreckage and frozen bodies. The Dominion broadcast the destruction as a message. Humanity's mercy was a weakness to be exploited.
Let them come for vengeance. They will find only more of their own ashes.
Hours passed after the Solace's destruction. The Dominion war room waited, tense, for the human counterattack.
Where are the human fleets? Report. They should have scrambled everything they have by now.
The intelligence officer's voice was hollow. All human fleet movements, 0. They remain in dock. No emergency launches.
They are frozen by fear. Finally, they know their place. This silence is surrender.
The Dominion hailed every human command frequency. Each channel remained silent, not even a carrier signal in return. In the capital, the victory celebrations continued. But a chill spread through the corridors of power.
Forik promised me humanity would break. But this silence, it feels like a drawn breath before the plunge.
The official broadcasts boasted of human cowardice, but the old commanders recalled a proverb from their first encounters: fear the silent sea.
Let them hide. A new era has begun, and the Korath Dominion will not bow.
But deep in the empty command centers of humanity, the silence was not an end. It was a seed. The victory celebrations in the capital were cut short when the first lights began to flicker. A grid fluctuation, nothing more. Deep in a power plant, engineers frantically rerouted circuits as generators sputtered and died, their coils losing coherence. Water pressure across the capital plummeted. Reclamation canals that had run for centuries went dry, alarms wailing in the silence.
These death rates are accelerating. That makes no sense. The cultures were stable for years. The ecological microbes are failing. If they collapse, the whole planet's life support goes with them.
She prepared a slide. Under the microscope, the engineered microorganisms were shriveling, their luminescent structures cracking.
This started hours ago, right after, but no, that can't be related. It has to be a coincidence.
She searched the system logs for a contaminant, a malfunction, anything. There was no obvious cause, no pathogen detected.
I need to report this to the High Consul. Something is killing the very air we breathe.
As the capital's skyline dimmed to a few stubborn lights, Tala began compiling a report that would shake the Dominion to its core. Tala combed through decades of ecological maintenance logs. One pattern stood out, a foreign vessel appearing at regular intervals. The ship's signature matched human transponder codes. The Solace, a hospital cruiser.
The Solace. It wasn't just a hospital. They were here, servicing the planet's bioengineered infrastructure.
She cross-referenced crew manifests. Each visit, the same bio-specialists disembarked and spent weeks in treatment facilities.
They weren't treating patients. They were tending the microbes. Every 3 months, like clockwork. Until today.
The realization hit her like a cold wave. General Vorik had just killed the only beings in the galaxy who could prevent an ecological collapse. She rushed to the military command center, datapad clutched in trembling claws, and demanded to see General Vorik.
General, I need you to see this. The environmental failures, they're connected to the ship you destroyed.
The hospital ship? Preposterous. You are a scientist, not a strategist. We are under cyber attack, not some biological dependency.
The logs don't lie. The Solace maintained our life support systems. Without their regular intervention, the microbes die.
Vorik ordered Tala out of his office. He summoned his most loyal military biochemists, demanding an immediate countermeasure. The Dominion's best scientists attempted to reverse engineer the microbes' feeding cycle, but their methods were crude guesses. The synthetic nutrient formula they injected sent the microbes into immediate shock. Die-off rates doubled within hours.
They're accelerating the collapse. Without the original protocols, we're just poisoning what's left.
The capital's sky turned a sickly yellow as the atmospheric processors failed, thick smog blanketing the spires.
The humans planted a bioweapon in our life support. This attack proves their so-called mercy was a ruse.
General, the Solace visited for decades. They were tending the microbes, not sabotaging them. The logs are clear.
Silence. Your data is contaminated. I will not have this council demoralized by human lies.
He's going to doom us all. I have to reach the High Consul before it's too late.
Outside the council chamber, the capital's air grew thick, a grim reminder of the dying world and the arrogance that had killed it. High Consul Zalvik summoned an emergency council. Under the throne room's dimming lights, he demanded answers.
Who can explain these failures? My capital is suffocating, and my generals offer only silence.
Your Grace, the evidence points to a single, terrible truth. The hospital ship we destroyed was not merely a medical vessel.
More of your human sympathies, scientist. I've warned this council of a coordinated cyber attack.
Tala played an intercepted message, a routine status report. The Solace had transmitted, unknowingly archived by Dominion intelligence.
Reactor batch 27 is stable. The Korath atmospheric scrubbers are within tolerance, but we'll need to recalibrate next visit. We're the only ones with the training to tweak these cultures. If we miss a cycle, the whole planet chokes.
Silence fell over the council. The recording exposed the disturbing reality. The Solace's crew had been the silent architects of their world's survival.
We murdered our own guardians. How do we undo a crime that suffocates the very air?
Now they know. But knowing doesn't give us back the expertise. Humanity holds all the cards.
The Dominion, choking on its own arrogance, broadcast an unencrypted plea across all frequencies, a desperate call for human aid. On that station, Dr. Elena Vasquez received the transmission. Her hands froze mid-task as the details scrolled down.
The Solace, destroyed. Liam, everyone, they're all gone.
The message detailed failing microbes, a dying world, and the grim secret of the hospital ship they had just murdered. She opened a secure channel to Earth, her voice trembling as she hailed Admiral Patricia Okonkwo.
Admiral, I've received a Dominion distress call. They destroyed the Solace, and now their capital is suffocating.
We know. Fleet Command has been monitoring. Dr. Vasquez, are you aware of the Solace's secondary mission?
Secondary mission. Liam never said officially, but the logs must prove it. He was maintaining their entire biosphere.
Patricia's face on the screen was unreadable, the calm of a strategist who knew the galaxy was about to change.
What are we going to do? They murdered our people, but billions will die if we do nothing.
Admiral Patricia leaned forward, her voice cutting through Elena's grief with a cold clarity.
The Solace was the linchpin of a galaxy-wide bio-network. We knew the Dominion relied on it. We let them believe otherwise.
Liam never told me. He was my mentor, and now I find out he was the invisible guardian of our enemy's heir.
We will help them, but on our terms. The Dominion will publicly confess to the attack, and the galaxy will know who truly kept their world breathing.
Public confession, using billions of lives as leverage. It feels like vengeance, but it's the only way to prevent another massacre. I'll go. If they accept, I'll take the protocols and train their scientists. Someone has to speak for the dead.
Good. We send one ship, unarmed, a medical frigate, a replacement for what they destroyed. You'll have everything you need.
Elena cut the channel. In the solitude of her lab, the weight of Liam's absence pressed heavy on her chest.
For Liam. For everyone on the Solace. I'll make their deaths mean something.
Outside, the Dominion's unencrypted plea repeated across the silent stars. a dying empire grasping at the mercy it had mocked. Admiral Patricia activated a secure, high-priority channel and broadcast directly to the Dominion Council chamber.
High Consul Jalvik, your world is dying because you killed the only ones who could maintain it. Humanity offers restoration on one condition.
The message crackled across the council chamber's speakers. Zalvik rose from his throne, his expression a mixture of hope and dread.
What is this condition? Speak it. My people are choking in the streets.
An open channel admission of the attack on the Solace. The galaxy will know what you did, and who truly kept your world alive.
This is extortion. We will not grovel before lesser beings. The military can survive any ecological collapse.
General, you would let billions suffocate for your pride? The military cannot conjure oxygen from nothing.
Foric's words are hollow. We are dying. Yet to confess is to unmake the Dominion's power, which is worse, shame or extinction.
The council dissolved into chaos, some shouting defiance, others pleading for the human terms. For the first time, the Dominion was truly broken.
They will resist until the last breath. Unless the High Consul acts, we are already dead.
Tala projected a grim feed onto the council's central hologram, a countdown showing complete atmospheric failure in less than 4 days.
At current die-off rates, millions will suffocate within the week. Our entire biosphere is collapsing.
Lies. These numbers are fabricated to frighten us into submission. No human microbe can be that critical.
But the council members were no longer listening to the general. Damage reports from every district scrolled alongside the projection.
Foric is blind with pride. The evidence is irrefutable. I must choose my throne or my people. Enough. General Vorik, you are relieved of your voice in this matter. Sit down.
The council fell into shocked silence. Never had the High Consul publicly rebuked a general.
Prepare a message for Admiral Patricia. Tell her we accept the terms. But not here. I will not give them more spectacle.
He's doing it, but can he control Vorik? This isn't over.
Outside, the smog thickened. Inside, the High Consul began drafting the confession that would end his empire's reign of terror. The next morning, on every galactic frequency, High Consul Zalvik's face appeared. The smog-choked capital fell silent.
I, High Consul Zalvik, confess before the galaxy. We destroyed the hospital ship Solace. It was unarmed, marked, and carried our own wounded. We killed its crew, the very people who tended the bio-network that keeps our world alive. Without them, our capital chokes.
Across the galaxy, alien delegates recoiled. A species that would slaughter healers had just admitted it on an open channel.
There it is. The words can't bring them back, but the galaxy will remember.
Humanity acknowledges this confession. A medical frigate is now en route. Dr. Elena Vasquez will lead the restoration team.
In her lab, Elena stood. Her grief had crystallized into purpose. She began sealing the last cryocanisters. Each canister glowed with engineered microbes, the silent architects of a world's breath, entrusted to the species that had been wronged.
For Liam, for the Solace. They'll breathe again, but they'll never forget who kept them alive.
The medical frigate detached from the station, its green cross emblem gleaming, and set course for a world gasping for air. The medical frigate cut through the yellow haze, its green cross a stark contrast against the dying sky. At the landing pad, a divided crowd awaited. Some jeered, but many simply stared, weighed down by shame.
I am here. For Liam. Don't look at them with hatred. Look at what they need.
The hatch opened. Elena stepped into the acrid air, carrying a case of glowing cultures. The silence was suffocating.
Welcome, Dr. Vasquez. I am Scientist Tala. We have prepared the best lab we have.
I am not here for welcomes. Let's get to work.
As they moved toward the lab, a commotion erupted. General Vorik, stripped of command, was being forced through the crowd by his own officers.
You are all traitors. The humans will make you their slaves.
Across the galaxy, the confession continued to ripple. Several trade alliances publicly severed ties with the Dominion.
They destroyed themselves. Now they'll see what we really are.
In the sterile Korath lab, Elena and Tala stood before rows of dying culture beds. The air smelled of decay and antiseptic.
I am sorry for what my people did. For your mentor. For all of them.
Sorry doesn't bring them back. But if you want to help, hand me that catalyst.
They worked in tense silence. Elena's hands moved with a precision born of years, with Liam injecting the first batch of stabilizing agents.
The microbe colonies need a precise enzyme sequence. Without it, they rupture. Pay attention. You'll need to do this on your own.
I will learn. I will make sure no one else suffers because of our ignorance.
Under a microscope, a single engineered microbe twitched. Its luminescent core flickered, then held steady.
They're barely clinging to life, but it's a start. Liam, I wish you could see this.
Elena stepped back, her hands trembling. The first culture had taken. The room seemed to breathe a little easier.
What now? Will they recover completely?
Not yet. The first batch is stable, but there are thousands of nodes across the planet. We need a team. Listen carefully. The enzyme must be injected at precisely 37 degrees. No warmer, no colder. Liam always said, treat every culture like a patient. Respect its fragility, and it will reward you.
In the shadowed chambers of the High Consul's palace, General Vorik paced like a caged beast.
The human success will seal my disgrace. Contact the Loyalists. A small accident in the lab after she leaves.
In the corridor outside, Tala had come to petition for more supplies. She froze, eavesdropping on the General's treason.
He would doom us all again. If I report this, the last Loyalists may riot, but if I don't, the restoration fails.
She hurried back toward the lab, her mind racing. The High Consul needed to know, but the walls had ears.
I need to see the High Consul. It's a matter of planetary survival.
The guard moved aside, and Tala stepped into the High Consul's private chamber, a heavy truth on her tongue.
Your Grace, Vorik plans to sabotage the restoration. He wants to destroy the cultures after Dr. Vasquez leaves.
He has forced my hand. Order his public arrest. Let the people see the cost of his pride.
Within the hour, palace guards seized Vorik in the courtyard. His scales dulled under the stark light as he was dragged away.
The cultures are stabilizing. Oxygen levels are rising across the network. We've passed the inflection point. The planet will breathe again.
The capital's yellow smog slowly thinned. Sun rays touched the spires for the first time in days.
We are breathing, but the shame will linger for generations.
Liam would have said, you've done enough for today, but there's so much more to do.
Power returned to the capital's districts one by one. The world was still wounded, but it was no longer dying. The Dominion had been saved by the very species it sought to break. Salvik appeared on public screens, his voice heavy with finality.
I abdicate the throne. The Dominion's military government is dissolved. A civilian council will lead us now.
The crowds watched in silence. No cheers, no rage, only a nation accepting the end of an era.
It took a dying world for them to see the truth.
We owe you more than words. You gave us back our air.
Just remember who gave it to you, and never forget what you destroyed to get it.
Elena packed the last cryo canisters, her work done. The frigate awaited. Before she boarded, Tala presented a carved crest, the Dominion's symbol, now a reminder of debt. Elena accepted it with a nod, her eyes betraying a weary peace. The frigate climbed through the clearing sky, leaving behind a changed world, and a galaxy waiting for humanity's next move. The frigate glided into the orbital station's docking bay, its green cross emblem now a symbol of resolved strength.
Earth again. It feels different now.
Welcome back, Dr. Vasquez. The galaxy has been waiting for your report.
The Dominion fell, but the cost was higher than they'll ever repay.
You did what they could not. Now we have a greater task, a bioinfrastructure treaty, so no species ever faces this again.
Liam would have wanted this. I'll finish what he started.
Elena agreed to lead the medical delegation. Her grief had become a quiet engine.
We'll host the summit at Unity Station. Every known civilization will be invited.
The message went out across all diplomatic channels. Humanity was ready to share its knowledge, but never again its silence. Elena stared at the stars, her mission renewed. The solace would not be forgotten. At Unity Station, the Grand Council chamber filled with beings from across the galaxy. The time for words was over.
We gather not to celebrate, but to remember. The Solace was a hospital ship, and its crew were our guardians. Those who destroyed it now choke on their act. But humanity does not seek vengeance. We offer a new covenant. Sign this treaty. Share the knowledge. Tolerate no more the slaughter of healers.
The former High Consul Salvik approached, his hand trembling as he signed away the Dominion's military charter.
We were blind. This is not a defeat, but the price of our sight.
The Dominion crest lowered for the final time. A dozen other species added their signatures, one after another.
Liam, it's done. We built peace from your ashes.
The chamber erupted not in cheers, but in a respectful, steady applause, a galaxy acknowledging what it had almost lost. The Bioinfrastructure Treaty was law. Humanity was no longer just a species. It was now a pillar of life. Galactic news feeds spread the story. The fall of the Dominion, the Solace's silent work, and humanity's gentle ultimatum. Ambassadors from a dozen worlds approached human delegates, not with fear but with humble gratitude.
We accept your condolences, but honor the living by upholding this treaty.
The Solace crew's names were etched onto a memorial wall. Elena traced Liam's name with a trembling finger.
You were the heart of all this. Rest now.
The memorial design was revealed. A circle of the Solace's debris held in a permanent stasis field, orbiting a distant star. News anchors fell silent as the image transmitted across all channels, a silent testament. A young alien approached Elena, offering a sketch of the Solace. For the healers, she whispered.
Every child who breathes clean air on a distant world will remember the Solace.
The green cross beacon activated, its light cutting across the void. The Solace would never be alone again. A small personal shuttle approached the Solace Memorial Ring, its debris suspended in a silent, eternal orbit. Elena guided her suit through the airlock and drifted toward the largest fragment, a piece of the hull, bearing the green cross. She placed a data chip, Liam's original enzyme research, into a small alcove on the fragment.
You taught me that knowledge is the only true weapon. Now it's everywhere.
The green cross beacon intensified, its light sweeping across the debris as if acknowledging her presence. Another shuttle docked quietly, and Admiral Patricia joined her, moving with the same reverence.
He would be proud, Elena. You turned their crime into a covenant.
He'd say, we're just getting started.
They stood in silence, the beacon's light washing over them. A promise that the galaxy would never again trade mercy for weakness.
I'm finally free.
A year later, on a world that had once feared the silence of its own air, a child ran through a meadow under a clear sky. The child paused to take a deep breath and laughed, a sound that would have been impossible before the treaty. In a nearby classroom, a teacher pointed to a holographic projection of the Solace Memorial, its green cross glowing. "These are the keepers of life," the teacher said softly. "Because of them, we can all breathe." Outside, the meadow stretched unbroken, not a trace of smog in the sky. The child looked up and saw a starship's contrail far above and scribbled a green cross in the dirt with a stick. The symbol had traveled farther than any weapon ever could. On 100 worlds, in 100 classrooms, the same image appeared, a reminder that humanity's greatest gift was not war, but stewardship. And in the silence between stars, the Solace Memorial Beacon pulsed gently, a faithful heartbeat. The universe finally was breathing. A faint static crackled through the memorial's speakers. Then, a gentle voice, preserved from another time, spoke across the debris.
The universe belongs to those who keep it alive.
The green cross on the beacon pulsed brighter, as if in reply. In a starship hangar, a technician looked up at the green cross, now etched into the hull of every new medical vessel. In classrooms from Earth to the farthest colonies, children traced the cross and learned the name Solace. And on the memorial ring, riding the solar winds, the debris of the Solace caught the light of 1,000 distant stars. The green cross beacon swept the void, a gentle tide of light that said, "You are not forgotten." Then silence. A vast, breathing silence. The galaxy, at last, understood that humanity's greatest weapon was mercy, and the universe belonged to those who kept it alive.